Peace, clear. Think fast. Integration, not balance. Matter of fact, shout out to Till Swan. Shout out to my higher self and intuition for just guiding me, But just came across a video where she explained like the difference where we're not necessarily balancing as much as we're integrating. And what's funny is how when I did one of the last videos I did on balance, something told me to put in there that is like not about trying to balance everything, but more so balance to the best of our abilities. Balance in a way that makes us feel comfortable. Because if you could remember, I said like some of us, you know, may have a balance where this side may be a little more up than that side. You know what I'm saying? Like we all have unique forms of balance. You know what I'm saying? But again, seeing that the better word would probably be integration, because balance is almost like like one against the other. Like on a Libra scale, like this side against that side. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm doing too much working, then I need to forcefully add some play. Or if I'm doing too much playing, I need to forcefully add some work, compared to integrate and work and play together. So there's no battle, you know what I'm saying? Just the integration instead of, again, let me put a little bit on this side. Oh wait, that other side went up. Let me put a little bit on that side, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, again, another thing too with this is also when we have an approach to balance from a thought perspective, you know what I'm saying? And not, going with the flow of things. Matter of fact, why, one of the last videos about, going with the flow of higher self, surrendering to higher self, to the intuition. As a matter of fact, like if I wasn't surrendering to my own intuition and higher self, I wouldn't have came across this information I'm sharing right now. You know what I'm saying? So, it's about surrendering, doing what ultimately feels, best for your past, present, and future, which is your now, but what feels the best in your now and what feels the best, like, so say for instance, some things feels, good in our now, but we know that it's feeling good right now, but it's gonna mess, it's later on down the line, it may become, something that's harmful, so it's not just about doing what feels right in the moment. It's doing what feels right in the moment while also considering the effects of that what you do in the moment is going to have on the future and your past, in that sense. But again, is going in the flow of what you feel, because in that moment it was like and I came across this video was real, like at a point where the egoic mind was about to come in with that, all right, time to balance play, because I've been working all day, and the egoic mind was like, all right, time to, and I'm like, nope, I'm staying in this mode as long as I'm feeling it, you know what I'm saying? So instead of like going into the thought process of spirituality, well, hey, people say you got to balance yourself out, so let me, even though it doesn't feel right to balance myself out, let me forcefully balance myself out. And that's why my last video too was about our experience. Life is about bliss and about enjoying it. You never having to force yourself to do anything you don't feel like. That's why you should be doing what you love. So when it does get to the part of like, well, work, or when you're doing what you love, when it does get to the point where it gets a little overwhelming, in essence, it's not putting you into a negative state, or it's not depressing because you're doing what you love. You know what I'm saying? It's more like a challenge. It's like a basketball player. When they gotta shoot some extra shots, it's like, fuck, like, not say fuck, but like, well, shit, I gotta go in the gym and gotta get it, you know what I'm saying? But shit, it is what it is. I love the game, you know what I'm saying? Like, so even though, knowing they gotta work out a little extra and shoot some extra jump shots, it's still, it'll have that, well, man, it's gonna be a little difficult vibe, but it's still gonna be like, but man, I love this game, I enjoy this, So that's another thing, that's important. Why it's important to be doing what we love, instead of doing what we not love and forcefully, again, putting ourselves in positions that we really don't want to be in. If you don't feel like studying, put the book down. If you feel like doing a video, do a video. If you feel like laying down on the grass, go lay down on the grass, whatever you're feeling. And again, within consideration that whatever you're doing in this moment, and keep in consideration that, it affects your past and your future. The now affects the past and the future. So doing what you enjoy, keeping in mind that it affects your past and future as well. To say, for instance, some people might catch the feeling to smoke some crack, but somewhere in a soul, something telling them that might not be good for long term. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's very momentarily, like a small, like, even though time don't exist, it's gonna be a small moment of pleasure, and then after that, it's a whole different ball game. You're gonna have to continuously chase. You're gonna be continuously chasing, looking for that little small moment of pleasure through that interaction. So, do you really want that type of enjoyment? You know what I'm saying? So again, it's about enjoying ourselves, but keeping things in perspective. But yeah, it's about integration and not balance, and again, still use the terminology balance if you want to, but again, since I done found this word integration, I like this word integration, integrating the masculinity and the feminine energy instead of balancing them, you know what I'm saying? Like, mix them together. You know what I'm saying? Integrate them. Again, instead of work and play, integrate work and play. You know what I'm saying? Integration. And again, and just going with the flow of the intuition, we're dealing with it. Because again, I was going with the flow of studying. That's how I was feeling. The ego was like, well, you should balance things out. Excuse me. But then my spirit came in and was more like, nah, bro. The reason why you ain't moved from here is because you feeling it in the moment. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing too, where you get to see that. Where in a lot of cases, if you still doing something, and you feel good doing it, or nothing never really move you to stop, and the only thing that came up about you stopping was more so a thought of it. You know what I'm saying? Well, because of what society, or because of what this book say, let me stop. You know what I'm saying? It should be because it feels good right now to stop. You know what I'm saying? That's why I kept working until it was like, all right, I'm done. Like, I cannot do it no more. You know what I'm saying? Compared to like stopping because I felt like, because Osho or Eckhart Tolle or Abraham Hicks say to stop right now. So that's why I tell people, even with, watching my videos, of course you deal with what resonates, but even with that, we all got our own unique way of guiding ourselves. We all uniquely different. They got, I don't know how many, as above, so below, just like they got so many different, beings in the physical plane, as above, so below. In the macrocosm, is so many different stars and planets and energies. So when we born at these different, or should I say when we come to Earth in these different quote unquote times, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna all have different, unique energies, you know what I'm saying. Now, in fact, and two, depending on transits, because some planets, orbit the sun quickly. So, say for instance, like with Pluto affect a span of like from 1950 to 2000. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's how slow it spins. So it'll affect people born. All people born from 1950 to 2000 will have a certain little vibe. Due to Pluto. But again, each, because there's more than just that, you know, star body or star system or constellation out there, you know, or you know, planet, whatever. It's all different, unique energies. But I digress. Just want to speak on integration. You know, instead of the balance, like because and two, you see how balance almost in that essence, it almost stems into the like it'll fall into a place of the mind and the thoughts like oh wait, hold on, that's not too much. Oh, let me put some in that side. Oh wait, that side look too like, you know, instead of just doing what feels right. Balance may mean this side being higher than this side, or it may mean this side being, you know, or it may mean, you know what I'm saying, but it's uniquely different to, you know, each one of us. So just be aware of that, to not get in your thoughts about the whole situation of balance, you know. Let it be a flow. Let it feel right, you know. But peace. Happy now. Now to vibrate. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Peace.